Hey guys, today I have my wife, Carrie, with us here today, and she's going to be sharing her thoughts on setting financial goals. So, if you were to look at your past self and ask yourself, what do you think of setting a financial goal? And then, if you ask your current self what you think of setting a financial goal, and then you ask your future self, what do you think of setting a financial goal? What do you think your answer would be for all three of those?
Oh, that is actually a very good question. I think if I was speaking to my past self, so let's say, 10, 15 years ago, what does setting a financial goal look like? Well, I would say at that time in my life, it wasn't very clear. I kind of had this nebulous goal of, yeah, I'm going to have a family, I'll need a car and a house and, I want to have children, which means, they're expensive, so I'll need things for them. But it wasn't very clear to me on how I would get there. I had an idea of a goal, and then I was just kind of working day in, day out, saving some money, but I wasn't investing in a smart way to see those goals actualized. And it's kind of like I had an idea but not a clear target. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so what you're saying is instead of actually, looking at those goals and having some actionable steps to kind of get to those goals, it was more of like you were just excited and wanted to see those kinds of things in your life.
Exactly.
Right.
It was like, okay, these would be great to have, but then I didn't really know what I needed to do to get there, other than I knew, just like what everybody else was doing, I'm going to go to work. I'm going to work hard.
Right.
I can pick up some overtime and put that money away. So there were some things that I was doing to save money, but it wasn't super clear. So I think for my past self, that would probably be the answer. Like, I have ideas, I just don't know the steps on how to get there.
So what do you think you look like when you look at finances today? What do you think of that now when it comes to a financial goal?
Okay, well, I think now I realize just like what the cost of things really are, right? Like, it's expensive to have a home, it's expensive to pay for a wedding, to pay for children, all those things. So I have to have clear goals, like a clear target, steps to get there. And then what I think now as well is that when we set goals together, then we can actually celebrate when we've achieved them. So it's like we can say, all right, if the goal is we're going to have to replace our car soon, right? Which we are going to have to do.
Yeah.
We've got to replace our car soon. Well, we want to see our investments make this much money by this time so that we can get that car. So then we can actually look at the goal and we can see the incremental steps that we're taking and getting closer to the goal. Mm-hmm. And then when we actually get to make the purchase, then we can celebrate it. So I think, now I see the value in, being clear, having a plan, getting those steps in place, and then being able to, I guess, get the psychological paycheck of, we achieved our goal.
Right. Yeah. So you've got a little bit more, I would say, action steps when it comes to how you see things moving, towards your financial goals. And we're a little bit more realistic, probably, had some challenges and different things in life that just kinds of helps you to wake up along this sort of process. So
I would say like optimist, realist.
No, but I mean, like everybody, I think when they're younger, like what you're saying, everybody when they're younger, they have these high hopes and these visions. And, when you start getting into the nitty gritty of it, it starts to really play out and you can actually see what can and can't be accomplished, right?
Yes, exactly.
Now, fast forward with me here because we're both going to be journeying through life together. So, like, if we're going to go way into the future here.
How many years are we talking?
We're going to talk, like, let's say 10, 15, maybe even 20 years. Right. What do you think our financial goals will look like then? Do you think we'll actually grow into having a better understanding on financial goals? Or do you think, we've accomplished the amount that we need?
Oh, I think we've already got it. We can just sit back and relax.
Yeah.
No. Well, man, in 20 years from now, we'll have kids in hopefully university. And, we need to be thinking ahead for that. But then also at that time and phase of life, like we're probably going to be thinking more about retirement, or how do we enjoy time with grandchildren, or I guess it looks so different for different people in different walks of life, but yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. It does. And it was kind of getting at where I was going with it.
Okay, what do you think? What's your thought?
No, I agree with you on that. And I think that by us actually having that really healthy financial goal at this stage in our life, when we do get to a later stage in our life and we are thinking about some of those other plans that you're talking about, we're going to be equipped. We're going to have a lot more not just an understanding at that time, but also a lot more resource because we started to make those actionable plans today.
Yeah, and I guess so many things in the latter half of your life, if you hadn't already started planning for them, you can't enjoy them the same, right? And I was doing some reading this morning just about also being generous and having the ability to be generous. And that's something that I'm excited about in our future going forward, that, 15, 20 years from now, we'll be even more well established, that we can be even more generous. Like, because there's so much joy in that. We get to show our kids how to do that and show our grandchildren how to do that, which will be super exciting.